On May 7, Melbourne Mining declared a $1.50 per share quarterly dividend payable June 28 to stockholders of record on Friday, June 7. What is the latest date by which you could purchase the stock and still get the recently declared dividend?
You chose June 4, and it is correct.
The explicit or implicit decision of the Board of Directors regarding the amount of residual earnings that should be distributed to the shareholders of the corporation is called dash.
Well reasoned. Dividend policy is the correct choice. Hafez owns 1,000 shares of Gangnam stock. Each stock is stated at Orm 250 per share. Gangnam Corporated also just announced a stock dividend payout of 10%. How many shares will Haiti own?
Nice work. You chose 100 shares and it is correct.
Ming Bing Metal Industry Stien, but recently sold all of their metal copy machines. They plan to use the sales money to distribute it to their shareholders. This situation is best refers to dash. Clear logic. Your choice liquidating dividend is sound and 100% true.
Archon Company just announced a dividend in cash payment of 2 per share. The company also planned to pay the dividend annually. Based on the above statement, the ARMZO2 is referring to.
Right choice. Regular cash dividend is the best answer.
One of the conditions stated in the loan contract is the firm can pay dividends when it has fully settled the loan principal. This example best describes the dash of dividend policy.
Nicely done. Legal constraints is a solid answer.
The policy of distributing small dividends at the beginning and not providing additional dividends when the company is making a loss is the meaning of dash.
Excellent. Low regular dividend plus extra is a brilliant choice.
If a firm is dissolved, at the end of the process, a final dividend of any residual amount is made to the shareholders. This is known as a dash.
Right again. Liquidating dividend is a valid answer.
The profits of the corporation are an important source to financing the firm. That is, the decisions of the dividend policy is called dash.
Bravo. Financing decisions is the answer.
This morning, Lambert Materials bought 10,000 of its outstanding shares in the open market. What type of transaction was this?
Well picked. Stock repurchase is the correct answer.
Which one of the following is a payment of either cash or shares of stock that is paid out of earnings to a firm's shareholders?
Perfect. Dividend is the correct choice.
The blank answer above is dash. Good job. Your answer retained earnings works well here.
On which one of the following dates is the determination made as to which shareholders will receive a dividend payment?
Great thinking. Date of record is the right choice.
A dash occurs when there is an increase in the number of shares outstanding by reducing the par value of stock. Great job. Stock split is the accurate answer. In retention growth method, percent of net income firms usually pay out as shareholders' dividend is classified as. You're right. Payout ratio is the correct answer.
This theory states that investors prefer dividend than capital gain because the dividend is less risky.
Correct response. Bird in hand theory is the most accurate answer.
Because of the dash, stock dividends reduce the firm's ability to pay dividends in the future.
Valid point. Capital impairment rule is true.
To receive the upcoming dividend, shareholders must have bought the stock before the dash.
Good thinking. Ex-dividend date is the right answer.
In the process of dividend payment, will weekends be counted as the days of the payment?
You got it. Your choice no is right.
Dividend is that part of profit after tax, which is dashed to the dash of the company.
Well done. Distributed shareholders is the right choice.
If a company provides same percentage of dividend each year, it is known as dash.
Exactly. Fluctuating dividend makes sense, and it is right choice.
Which of the theories say that dividend is relevant in determining MP of share?
Smart move. Both and is an accurate answer.
In Q.2, what is market price of equity share when dividend payout is 100%?
Excellent choice. Ours 37.5 is the right answer.
The following factors that influence dividend policy positively are dash.
Nice selection. Liquidity is the correct and valid answer.
In Q.2, market price of equity share is highest when dividend payout is.
Solid response. 25% is a valid choice.
The following are included in dividend policy theory, except dash.
On track. Modigliani-Miller theory is the correct answer.
The size of the dividend payment has no influence on investors.
Strong choice. Dividends are irrelevant theories is the right answer.
Dash is a good measure of the dividend policy of the company.
Correct. Dividend payout ratio is the right answer.
This one is not mechanics of cash dividend payments is dash.
Smart pick. Stock split is the correct choice.
Dash dividend promises to pay shareholders at future date.
Sharp thinking. Scrip is the right choice.
Dividend constitutes the cash flow that accrues to dash.
Well picked. Equity holder is the correct answer.
The relevance theory of dividend was supported by.
Strong choice. Myron Gordon is the right answer.
What is the value of the dividend payout ratio?
Excellent choice. 39% is the right answer.
Dividend can be distributed in which all forms?
Solid response. Both and is a valid choice.
Which of the following statements are correct?
Nice work. You chose and it is correct.
In Q.1MP is highest when dividend payout is.
Nice selection. Nil is the correct and valid answer.
Which is not the type of dividend payment?
Right again. Share split is a valid answer.
Dividend policy of a firm is governed by.
Sharp thinking. And is the right choice.
In Walter Model formula, D stands for
clear logic. Your choice dividend per share is sound and 100% true.
Dividend policy is determined by the
well-reasoned. Board of directors is the correct choice.
The dividend payout ratio is equal to.
Correct. Total dividends divided by net profit is the right answer. Dividends can be in the form of dash.
Good job. Your answer cash, stock, dividend, property works well here. What is capital gains in shares?
Excellent. The difference between buying and selling price is a brilliant choice.
A stock dividend.
On track. Does not change the value of shareholders' equity is the correct answer. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format?
Great job. Contact Narayan Changder is the accurate answer.